Ladies and gentlemen, the show you have been waiting for, the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, the Valley of the Kings edition.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in this afternoon. I'm Britton Shepherdson, and this is our lovely contestant, Anne. We're doing an Egyptian special in celebration of Egypt's recent rise to democracy.
Hello there! I was excited as King Henry VIII was to chop off Anne Boleyn's head!
How interesting! Can you tell us more about yourself, Anne?
I'm from England and I'm a history major!
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just tuning in and have never seen this fabulous show, here's how it works. Anne will be given a maximum of 4 questions, each worth $25,000. Each question that she gets right, she gets a $25,000. But if she gets it wrong, she will be executed Egyptian style with alligators. But have no fear. If she decides that the question is too hard, she can give up and walk away as fast as Ra pushes the sun through the sky.
Alrighty!
Anne, here's your first question. What was buried in the Valley of the Kings besides artifacts of bronze, coffins, and graffiti? A. Theban kings. B. Elvis Presley and other rock and roll idols. C. Big-sized candy bars. Or D. English monarchy.
That's as easy as blaming Prince Charles for Princess Diana's death! There's no way English monarchies were buried here because the Valley of the Kings in Egypt was utilized approximately from 1539 to 1075 BC, hundreds of years before the English had kings and queens. And although the candy answer is very appealing, it has to be A. Yes! A is my final answer!
Well, Anne, you just won $25,000. Yes. But I assure you, the other questions will not be as easy. The Valley of the Kings was established in the Theban hills on what bank of the Nile River? A. The Chase Bank. B. The South Bank. C. The North Bank. Or D. The West Bank.
Well, I have never heard of a Chase Bank.
Ha ha ha, silly English. You don't know the name of one of the U.S.'s most famous banks?
No, we don't know the names of American banks because we don't know how long it'll be before they fail. Great Depression!
Point taken.
If I remember correctly, the Nile runs from north to south, right by ancient Thebes and the modern day Luxor. But I have to remember how the climate affected the site. The Valley of the Kings site needs to be located in a hot, dry, and arid area. And so things like water and humidity would not break down the organic matters used in the burial. And I think the West Bank of the Nile provided just the sort of environment. So the answer is D.
And again, you got it right. Folks, stay tuned to see if Anne can keep her winning streak.
Need cash quick? Is your job as an engineer, or heaven forbid, a teacher not panning out? Well, there's hope. Hire a professional Valley of the Kings looter today. We have 2,000 years of experience passed down through generations. We can get into even the most well-protected entrances and walk away with millions of dollars worth of artifacts. then call 1-800-TRUE-THUG. That's right, 1-800-TRUE-THUG. We will have our moms waiting by the phones to take your calls. Have a thugrific day.
If you're just turning in, we are testing Anne's aptitude for Egyptian knowledge. But before we get back to our questions, may I ask you a question, Anne?
Yes.
You obviously know one or two things about Egypt. Why?
The seven wonders of the world, Britain.
It is.
Not only is the architecture stunning with its huge size, hidden corridors, and mysterious interconnecting passages, but it's like having a little piece of history in your hand. Did you know that archaeologists have pieced together approximately 500 years worth of ancient Egyptian culture and government rule based on artifacts left behind like hieroglyphics, finding writing stone, and murals.
Murals. Beautiful murals.
That is amazing. It is also really cool that while most civilizations are just starting up, the Egyptians not only have already established their ideologies of the afterworld, they were implementing religious practices in the form of mummification and lavish burials, at least for the kings. In my opinion, if a culture is focusing on burials and things of a spiritual nature, they must be advanced because they're not putting in as much time and energy to focus on fulfilling the basic needs. Moreover, pardon me, I meant move over, Easter Islands. There's some seriously amazing things going on at the Valley of the Kings.
Oh man, and what you said about Easter Island is really a shot to the heart, but I appreciate your opinions on the matter. Anyways, back to the real questions. Which of these ancient events did not occur while the Valley of the Kings Cemetery or necropolis was in use between the 17th and 21st dynasties? A. The Olmec civilization was starting to flourish in Mexico. B. Athens became a democracy. C. The Rig Veda was added to the Indian Vedas, or religious hymns. Or D. The Umfield culture dominated Central Europe with its tradition of cremation.
Well, Brian, considering Greek city-states were not created until after 800 BC, and that Athens did not become democratic until about 500 BC, it has to be B.
That is correct! And there's only one question between you and $1 million. Are you ready for this?
I sure hope so. At least I think I'm more ready than Churchill was for the Second World War.
Okay, we're on to question 4 then, and here goes nothing. Though King Tut, the Boy King, is one of the most famous and important finds from this archaeological site in the last century, what father and son are considered to be the first people buried in a 17th dynasty tomb? Ramesses I and Ramesses II? B. Amos I and Amenhotep? C. Seti I and Seti II? D. Thutmose I and Mentuhotep Achu?
Yeah, it's a very, very hard one, and I honestly don't think I know. So I'm gonna have to take my money and run on that one.
Are you sure?
Yes.
In case you were wondering, the answer was B. Amos I and Amenhotep. And thank you so much for joining us today, and you're leaving with $75,000.
Thank you so much. I feel happier than Kate Middleton after having her baby.
Well, before we leave, we need to finish a show. Will you do it with me?
Of course.
Thank you for tuning in to
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Valley of the Kings edition. This is Britain signing off. Thank you.
Never never say never. Never.